Hello. Thank you for joining us for Reading Sprints. I'm so happy that the little trio is finally back together, Alex and Ashlyn. It feels like it's been ages since we've done this together.
I'm ready. My body is ready. Mac is ready.
Oh,
we're ready.
Hello.
He's got my headphones. Mac, please. We're off to a great start. There we go.
What is it with children? Sorry, what was that, Ashlyn?
I said, if he wants to talk, let him talk. We're happy to hear
what do you have to say for yourself, sir? He says he wants something on the table that he's not telling me what it is, but just wants to stand up and be tall. Anyway, it's lovely to see you guys. I'm sorry about that.
It's just children and animals like to sabotage technology, don't they? I was working earlier and I'm on a really tight deadline now, so I'm trying to squeeze in any minute. And Nathan's like, Mummy, I want to write on your computer. I'm going to write numbers. Let me write now. And his hands were just on my keyboard. I was like, nearly finished manuscript. Just holding it up in the air.
I'm impressed that you can do any work with Nathan around though, because it's so hard. Like, it's even if they're not hanging out of you, it's so hard to focus when they're there. So I'm really impressed that you can do it all, because I've got
I generally don't. I do it when he's asleep, but like I said, really tight deadline now, like just over a week to finish this book and get it to my editor. So I just need any spare minute. So Daddy was looking after her earlier and I was like, quick, bit of writing. Is that deadline? I don't know whether you two end up doing this, but I've never managed to finish like ages before a deadline. It's always right up to the very
I swear it's
down to the wire.
It's like the adrenaline rush of the panic of having the deadline is what pushes you forward. When you're like, oh, I've got loads of time, you're like, yeah, I'll take my time. Your creative brain is just, a little bit here, a little bit there, faffing about, and then you have to like get it done, and suddenly it's turbo speed focus. But I'm sure
amazing. It's motivating. I just hope that I've got enough time. But this is my copy edits, so I'm hoping that if there is anything that's not quite done, that I can kind of apply it alongside the copy editors, and then the proofreader should catch the other stuff afterwards. That's the plan. But it's all a bit chaotic. So how about you two? I'm planning to do that tonight, continue Mina and the cult edits. I'm enjoying it, but it's just a little stressful. How about you, Alex?
Yes, I am. So I am also looking over my copy edits as we speak. So I've been doing that for the past couple of hours. It's looking really good. It's looking very clean. It's looking like an actual book. I still can't tell you about it, but it's coming. Get ready.
We're ready. We're so ready. I feel like we've been having this conversation for a while. I'm ready to be able to actually have it. Such is publishing life. It's so funny because every time I see an author friend in person, they'll tell me like whatever exciting news they've got, and then publicly it's like nothing to say here.
I'm so sorry. I know that it's so irritating, and I hate being that person that's like having to. But
it's contractual obligation. We understand.
Yeah, I am very excited for it being announced, and there's been all sorts of exciting stuff flying around behind the scenes, so I'm thinking that it won't be long now before they get it announced, because we're going to see some visuals from it very soon. Obviously, being middle grade, the illustration is so important, and especially with the characters that I've created, just because not all of them are human. So it's very important that their designs are sort of true to the story, and it's gonna. I'm very excited. I just can't wait. I absolutely can't wait.
Have you been able to see any of that yet, or is that sort of coming?
Nothing yet. So apparently they have an illustrator in mind who they have asked for some character sketches from. So I suppose we'll see. Because in the early days of Rules for Vampires, I actually saw initial sketches from an illustrator who they felt wasn't quite right for the book, but I still loved them. I absolutely love those sketches that they did, and I just think they're so lovely. So I'm super excited. If I had my way, Simon Schuster would show me everything. But then I think I'd just be like a tyrant. So I understand why they do such a lot behind the scenes for me.
Yeah, it's nice when they do. UClan do show me a lot because they're small and because there is kind of the capacity to do that, like less authors and slightly longer lead times for my books anyway, because I've left 18 months between them, and I sort of had control over that. Whereas with Scholastic being a bit bigger, I think I've had quite a lot of control, actually. I've been surprised how much. But yeah, some stuff it was just like, ta-da, here's your cover, rather than I kind of did all the concepts and stuff for the Mina one. So it was cool to just have it presented like, oh, I really love that. You.
Totally different experience, isn't it? I mean, I think I am quite fortunate, even though I think it would be quite easy for me to get lost in the shuffle. But because my editor looks after me, and has championed me, and also my agent is amazing, which helps.
Who's your agent?
Christabel McKinley, David Hyam Associates. She's amazing. She's brilliant. She's way better than me at everything, which is good because I'm a human disaster. So she makes sure that everything behind the scenes is as it should be. And then I just go out into the world and do whatever it is that I'm doing. I don't know.
Do your thing.
Do your thing.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds like things are really exciting and getting to that best point of the book when you've finished it. That's the best point, right?
I can't wait. And then I'm going to be starting book 2 of this and continuing Vampires 3. So it never ends.
Yay.
Ever.
How about you, Ashlyn? What are you working on? I feel like it might be something totally different, or it could be what we were talking about last time. Who knows?
It's the same thing I was working on last time. And I've got the outline. I'm still converting it to YA. My agent wants to see it in January. So because October was a bit disrupted because I had my daughter's birthday and my husband's birthday and Halloween and a whole bunch of stuff, I didn't get as much done as I wanted. So I've decided I'm going to try NaNoWriMo, just get a decent
Yes, I love that, Ashlyn. Very good. I might try and do some of that alongside you, actually, jump in and do a few nano sprints.
It's so
I used to love
fun.
NaNoWriMo.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Like, I've gone from not getting much done, and even with the kids on midterm, like I went from not getting much done all week to yesterday. I was messaging you and I was like, can somebody tell me to go and write, please? Because I have no motivation. And you were both like, all right. And then I actually did that thing where I got into my writing and I didn't sleep. So, so it's like, but that's it. Once I start giving myself a made up deadline of I must have it done by the end of November. I mean, it's not really made up, is it? Because my agent wants to see it in January. But, having this to focus on, all of a sudden I'm completely motivated. Adrenaline is pushing me through. So, yes, I am here on 3 hours sleep tonight. And hopefully we'll sleep tonight.
I don't know how you do it, because honestly, it gets to 9:30 and my brain goes, nope, stop working. And I'm like, no, please, just a bit more. And it goes, no. You can't even read anymore. You can't think of words. Like last night, I really tried to work late. And it's 9:30 reliably. It just went, what are words? What are you writing? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, I'm going to ruin this. I'm going to stop now. I always get to a difficult scene at that point as well, where I know I can't. Because, if you've got a few pages and they don't need much editing and you're like, oh, this is easy. And then a bit that's really hard and you go, oh, no, bedtime.
Full sense of security. You feel safe. And then all of a sudden it's like, here's this great big scene that you've got to unpick.
Yeah.
And then you're cursing your past self.
I write notes to myself like, have I written this yet, or have I just thought of it? And sometimes I think I've written a scene and I haven't written it, but sometimes I don't think I've written it and I have. That's the better way around. I think I've just thought it and then it's actually there. Like, I was talking to Kev about this quite complex scene. He was like, that you've still got to write. And I was like, no, I actually did that one. I still have 2 scenes to write, despite the fact that I'm on quite far along my editing process. There were 2 missing scenes sort of identified in my structural edits that I need to put in. and I'm already up to my word count. So
Well,
I need
love
to
well,
lose some and gain some. I do know actually some bits that are a bit waffly that I can cut, I think.
I love that when you get to the ruthless point where you spend ages crafting every single sentence and then you're down to the last sort of like, well, I need to chop it and this is my last set of edits. And it's like, oh, this beautiful last sentence that I loved. I can get rid of it. And I saved like 20 words.
I literally
it hurts so bad, doesn't it? It
really
hurts so bad.
She all of a sudden had got like a slot where she was like, right, she thought she was I wasn't going to be able to read it until November. And she was like, oh, okay, actually, I've got some time. If you can send me it, I was like, oh, I better finish it then. And I literally had 2 or 3 days and it just came together. It just, you know, that moment where it just goes click and you're like, oh, yeah. I think I've just finished that. And I just sent her and it was brilliant. So I'm hoping for that in roughly like 12 days time, I could do with that having happened to Mina 3 where it just goes click. Even if it's not perfect, I know it needs copy editing, it needs proofreading, but I want all the structure to just be really sound by then.
Mm-hmm. Everything crossed.
Thank you. I'm sure it's always happened in the past, right? I've done this multiple times now. I can't count.
You are a pro.
That's maybe a problem. I can't count past 3.
You know what you're doing.
I've done this 3 times so far. And one of them wasn't even a whole book. It was a short story, but I had to do the final sign off of the whole book. So I counted it. Okay, let's see what the people in the comments are doing. And then we can jump to sprints. Oh, I want to show you a cool book I'm reading too before we go to sprints. Let's see who's here.
Hello.
So that's going to be fun. Hi, Esma. Hi, Kasha.
Hello.
Okay. I feel like this could be any of us, but I'm going to go with it was Alex's dog, probably.
Here being a menace. He's still here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Hey, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Hello, Sharon.
Oh, my comments are just going woo, like this. So if I miss anybody, apologies. Hi, Andreas. Hi, Sabrina. Lots of nice familiar faces here and some new ones. Hi, Amelia. Hi, Chloe. That sounds super lovely. Ooh,
so relaxing.
I'd love to reread that. I haven't read it since it came out and it took me forever to read for whatever reason. So I'd quite like to read it when I've got some headspace and see what I think of it because it took me like a year or something. Ooh, I've heard of Richard Lehman but not read anything. That sounds really terrifying. I love how Sharon says lovely at the end of it.
Lovely, delightful.
That's just a relaxing evening of being trapped in a cave and hunted like an animal. I hope you're enjoying it, Kate. I'm thinking that I'm going to pick up. I got up to the end of book 3, I think, so I'm ready for. I can't remember what the third one is. Midnight Alley is the third one. I don't remember what the fourth one is that I've got to come. Nice. Akasha's on with the terrifying books as well. Good.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. I know. He's a pest.
Oh, that's a good title, Murder Run. I've got lots of questions. Yeah. It might not be as literal as I'm now imagining like an actual like murder run, like murderer running and causing mayhem. Probably not that, is it?
Oh, Sabrina, yes, good choice. Some middle grade represent. So Jack Nugget Phillips.
He was on TV the other day, a middle grade was on TV. I know. I didn't get to see it, but I did a little clap for him, like you did it.
It was brilliant, and I mean, he is wicked. I've done a few events with Jack, and very, very well deserved. Super exciting, and hopefully, long may it continue. You know, for all of us, let's get us all out there.
It's very good to see children's book authors actually being something mainstream.
Yes.
Wow, that is very, very cool, Chloe. I'm impressed. I don't remember how long it took me, but it was a long time. Oh, yay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's not arrived. Oh no. We're doing the live chat for that tomorrow, so don't watch it if you haven't had a chance to read it yet, Andreas. I'm sorry if you're going to have to miss it because the book's not arrived. So Sharon and
book club pick.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, Sharon and Jem and I, and sadly not Cynthia, she was meant to do it, but she's had to cancel. We are doing the live stream tomorrow, so it's going to be very fun to chat about that. Yeah, I've heard he did amazing. I haven't managed to watch it yet. I think there's somewhere that you can watch it like on catch up, but I haven't managed.
Yes, I think he's posted a link on his Instagram,
Oh,
so
cool.
you can go and watch it. But yeah, the suit is on, and you know, he is his usual self. So
Brilliant. A suit and a large
perfect.
personality. This is what we like. Oh, thank you for joining us, Stephen. I can hear a little
Hello.
person talking, so when I start the sprint, I'm probably going to vanish and see what's happening in my house. What? That sounds intense. That sounds intense. Oh dear, there's a little giggler. No, not coming on the screen, darling. No, we don't want a little boy on the screen.
No.
Come here. Look, here's my version of Mac. Oh,
Oh.
Hi.
Are you gonna wave? I'm gonna go to a sprint now, darling. And try and put this little person to bed. So thank you, everyone. We will see you. I'm going to mark where we're up to in the comments. I'm going to turn my camera off and put the cat on. And we will see you in a little while. Hopefully just me by the next sprint. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Good luck.
Bye, then. Sleep tight.
Hello.
Hello. I jumped.
I actually made it.
Oh, is he all right?
Well, I'm not sure whether he's asleep or not. He's with his daddy upstairs, but they are quiet. So I'd say possibly both of them are asleep at this point, but who knows?
Oh, wiped him out.
Yeah. So I managed to get some editing done. I was planning to try and get 15 pages done tonight, and I think I did like 4. So I've got 11 to do over the next 2 sprints. So hopefully, editing's not written. So these ones existed. I just need to polish them a little bit before they get edited again. So, how did you get on, Alex?
Yes, yeah. So I've been just going through all of the notes. The copy editor who's looked over this is really, really lovely. So that was super, super heartwarming. I love working with people when you just click really well. I'm currently doing a find and replace. So it's one of them where you're just like going through and making sure, and I'm just doing a comb through just to ensure that everything's as it should be. The question was whether we put a capital K on King.
Do you want to know the actual grammatical rule for that? Because I work at a curriculum company and this rule comes up a lot.
Yes, so the copy editor has put it in the little notes for me, but please do let me know.
So general king is usually lowercase, specific king is usually capital, and if you're talking the king, it will generally be lowercase.
Yes.
And like it's like the same rule as mum and dad, like his or her mum and dad lowercase, mum and dad.
Yes. Yeah. So
if that's the rule
in this particular case, thinking about so for example, if we see queen with a lowercase, then it's generally, it's any queen. But queen with an uppercase to people here in the UK usually means Queen Elizabeth II.
Yes.
So in this case, because I have a character whose name is literally the king, there's certain characters when they refer to him that refer to him with a capital, and then there's other characters who do not refer to him with a capital because he's not their king, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So I've been going through and just trying to even trying to iron that out. It's a pain in the bum, basically, and I feel like I'm overthinking it because your average 8-year-old is not going to care about this, but I care very much.
I am not looking forward to, in about 2 weeks' time, I'm going to have to do my check of words that I repeat, and I've been keeping a list of them, the things that I know. Like things like people like to be on the same page in my books, like sometimes 20 times they like to be on the same page.
Yep.
And things like that. Like I have certain little silly phrases that I just
too.
like.
I'm with you there.
And then I do on a spreadsheet so I can hit alphabetize at the end, and I just work through and check because sometimes it's cringeworthy. Like I don't mind a character having a bit of a catchphrase or something that they say a lot. Like I don't know, like certain characters will say amenable things, like Cafferty and Jared are generally saying like, fine, sure, let's do it, like positive things. I think that's okay. But it's when like little silly repetitive phrases creep in that I just know they've got to go.
Yeah, so, I'm exactly the same. I'm with you there, Amy. I feel like in my books, a lot of things seem to, everything seems like something else. Everything seems to be something else, and I feel like it gives me like kind of an uncertainty to my style of writing because it makes it seem like Alex, do you actually know what you're talking about? So I need to be more decisive.
Is it first?
So I quite often will go in.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
First or third person?
It's third person, but it is heavily focalized through the protagonist. So it's the same as in Rules of Vampires. Yeah. Where we see everything through the lens of a certain character, which does kind of lend that element of, everything that you're looking at is through a filter of them.
Yeah, so, I think that's why things have to seem, don't they? Because people can't simply just be angry; they have to seem angry because your character can't definitely know what somebody else is thinking or feeling. Because I in my like earlier writing days, I used to be a bit too certain what other people were thinking, and it's like, you are Mina, so you can't definitely know that Jared's really angry or really happy or really horny or whatever he is. Like, he's got to see it, so I get that, Alex. Like,
I think she can be pretty certain when he's horny.
Yeah, I think everybody's it's quite a lot of the time in these books.
Wow.
I didn't realize how much people start saying, like, your characters are like, really into each other. I'm like, yes, they're teenagers who are in love. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, I can assure you that there is no horniness in this series, but there is horniness.
I was going to say, I bet you have a different type of horns. I don't have any of those types of horns whatsoever.
Yes, so at least I can nod along with you and be like, yes.
So
I'm joining in with the cool YA crowd.
Which type of horniness do your characters have? Both? Neither?
Mine are always, they're like very innocent in the whatever situation they're in. It tends to be like, I like having younger teenagers. Well, I mean, like 15-ish, 15 and then a couple of 16. But they tend to be like quite innocent in really messed up situations. So they're going through all of it for the first time. Like in Big Bad Me, I quite liked the idea that even the people who've done like the absolute worst things in their backstory were still like completely clueless when it came to relationships. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's because I'm too like, I don't know. I'm not like prudish, but I think I get like embarrassed easily. Or I like the cuteness of the first flushes of relationships.
It depends on the focus of the books is, isn't it? Like, I think that the romance is a bit like partially the emotional heart of mine, and it gives certain moments, I think, heightened tension because Mina's like extra worried about Jared, who just can't seem to keep safe. Like, he keeps getting into like critical situations. And I love that. And I love reading romance and that sort of thing. I don't know why I feel weird writing it. Maybe it's just the characters that I choose. If I write slightly older characters, I'll probably be fine with it. But again, the focus on this one is friendship with a little bit of a burgeoning crush. Because the situation is that everybody has known each other for ages. So so it's all it's friendships turning into other things. So, but also monsters. I mean, obviously, that goes without saying. Monsters. But do they have horns? That's the question. I'm assuming they have fangs. I feel like they're going to have fangs if it's you. Do they have fangs? They bite. I feel like we both like characters that bite, don't we? Like, whether they are furred or fanged or both. It's just this conversation's gone in a direction I did not expect. So let's circle back around. How did that writing session go, Ashlyn? Good for running on 3 hours sleep. I feel like I'm often running on 3 hours sleep when I come onto these. Seems to be a pattern. I do sleep a lot of the time. Not a lot of the time. I do actually sleep a lot of nights. But yeah, for running on 3 hours sleep, like I got 350 words done. So it's not like nano level sprinting, but I did do quite a bit in the middle of the night last night as well. So I'm good with it. I'm happy with that. If it was after midnight, it counts, right? Towards today's total. It does count towards today, exactly, yeah. So I'm happy with it. Actually, anything I do today is a bonus because I've already hit my nano word count. But I want to get a bit ahead of that because I want to get the full draft done, not just 50,000 words. So you can do it, Ashlyn. That nearly fell asleep. You can do it. Yeah, I'll do this. Wake up, Ashlyn. You can do it. You can. I feel like you know a lot of the hard stuff. The things that I get wrong are the ones that I've not plotted out properly, and I think you've done a lot of that work. So it's just like getting it down now and fleshing it out. Yeah, it's the consequences of not plotting properly. Like okay. The old consequences of my actions. Yes. Who knew they'd come back? Yeah. I still don't know how to plot. Like, I try really hard. I sometimes even successfully do a plot to the end, but like my imagination doesn't conform when it comes to writing it. It's like, hey, you wrote this thing, but actually this thing might be better. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go with this thing, but I don't think them through ever. So I'm still trying to explain it. It's always characters' motivations that get me. I don't know about you two, but particularly my evil characters. I think because I'm like not particularly evil, it takes me a while to fully, like, I know who the bad guy is. I'm just trying to make it really clear that what their motivations are. And like, there's several bad characters in this, and their motivations, some of them are quite similar. And I'm like, oh, make it really clear who everybody is and what they believe and who they hate and whose side they're on. And it's hard. And yet people read my books and say, oh, that was a nice, easy read. And I'm like, I'm glad it was easy for reading. It's not easy for writing and plotting out all this mess of.
That just means you've done a brilliant job, though. It doesn't feel like a mess when you sit down to read it. It feels like it all came out in one nice, coherent little package.
Yeah. An effortless reading experience. It's like a swan on top of the water, gliding along, and then underneath the legs are like this.
Yeah, that's me. I'm that bit, getting all tangled in the weeds and doing that, and then hopefully the book will be the beautiful swan on top.
I'm sinking. I'm upside down. So I am with you there.
It's just that thing, isn't it? That every stage of the process there are hiccups, and at no stage until that final finished proofread where you read it and you go, yeah, I can now say this can go to print, which will be January for me. So I've got time. I know I have. It's just like you're at that point where it isn't polished. It feels uncomfortable. Like,
yeah,
I'm ready for it to be that time. But
yeah.
The work will happen. Right. I'm going to go through the comments, see how everybody's doing. I'm sure they're not having as much angst as I'm having. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, totally misunderstood. Hooray. Ashlin's waiting. He's waiting for your break.
Sorry, I'm sorry it hasn't arrived yet, obviously.
It's clearly your personal fault, Ashley, and I think you should make sure it gets there fast.
Come on,
Ashley. I didn't send it out, so.
Come on. I've read this and it's amazing. So I hope that you all enjoy it as much as I did. It's on my bookshelf just over there, and it looks very good next to Mina.
Aw. I love it when people put our books together, Ashley, and it does give me great joy. Like, I feel like it gets paired with yours quite a lot, with Rosie's quite a lot. And occasionally with V Schwab's for a bit of like New Orleans variety.
I think ours go quite well together. The Mina and Rosie's and Big Bad Me go quite well together, I think.
I agree.
I'm sure I've told you before, I read yours and Rosie's at virtually the same time, because I don't remember which way around it was, but I think I was reading yours as an ebook and Rosie's as a physical proof. So I was kind of reading them both as I do. I would like to have a book across the different media. And I did just think at the time, like, gosh, I'm so glad that these like quirky, interesting books that defy genre are coming through, because I think when Mina first went on submission, some publishers were like, oh, there's lots of genres in this. Wow. And that seems to be a thing now, that's cool. Like, it's good that things have got like romance and found family and like family drama plus murder. I love that. I was really happy. I feel like our little trio of books have kind of like finding nice homes of people who appreciate that mixture of genres. So it's all good.
Mina was the first book. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Mina was the first book I read after I got my my offer for Big Bad Me as well.
Oh, was it? Oh.
I bought it. I had it. And I was so worried that Big Bad Me wasn't going to sell. And I didn't want to read Mina while I was feeling like in a sad place or a stressed place, because I felt like reading about vampires when I was not sure that my vampires was going to sell. I was like, I'm not going to enjoy it. I need to leave it until I'm in a happy place so I can actually like really get into it. And then the second that I got my offer, like I grabbed the book off the shelf and read it like as celebration. So I always very closely associated with Big Bad Me because it was my celebration book that I read.
That is so nice. It's such a vulnerable place, isn't it, being on submission, because you've done everything that you can and you are no longer in control of this thing that you've been in control of for so long. You just have to send it out and like hope for the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that feeling. I understand. I'm glad that Mina was your special little book after that. That's really cool. Right. It's Han's birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Han.
And Alex, appreciate your birthday plan.
I'm very happy. I've got my dice set here as well, ready to go for next week's game.
That's a pretty little box.
Yeah, it's got a little purple dragon on it. I have lots of different dice sets depending on which character I'm playing, but these are my wizard dice. So they are purple and glittery, but I do have some vampire dice as well that are very, very cool, and they were a gift. So yeah, very lucky. But I am always down for seeing pictures of dice. So definitely post them so I can be jealous.
I do appreciate the accessories for D&D. I'm not going to lie, at some point I'm going to actually try and play the game. But for now, the little pieces I've seen of it, I like.
I'm so excited to corrupt you, Amy.
At some point it will happen.
I'm going to get you both. I'm going to get you both of you into D&D.
Do it.
And
when
Sharon.
I'm going to get it. We're both not drowning in the
yeah.
Oh, yes. Murdery Books. Sharon and Kasha are on the same page. They were on Kasha's Evil-a-thon sprints last night together, I think it was. I've lost all track of time this week. But it was lovely to hear them chat about horror together, like two big horror appreciators together. Again, I'm not sure what's adorable. I'm sorry. It might have been my little person, possibly. He has his moments, if that's what you're talking about, Sabrina.
Oh, Amelia Fang. Very good.
I haven't read the Pierce Brown ones, but I love Amelia Fang. They are so
I love Amelia Fang. And Laura Ellen Anderson, she is amazing and lovely. And when I met her, she was so tiny and lovely, and I wanted to put her in my pocket and carry her around with me. Yeah, she's great. She's got a new one coming out soon, hasn't she?
Yes. Yeah. Is it a rainbow? I've forgotten. What's the girl? Rainbow?
It's not a rainbow grey. It's a new one. It's about a moth. Yeah, which I love.
Yeah,
that sounds.
She looks like a little fairy in the illustrations, but she's got the antenna. I'm gonna go crazy for her.
It looks great.
I am so behind. I haven't read Rainbow Grey. I do have it because weirdly, Laura and I ended up talking about. It must have been Mina. Was it Mina 2, maybe? I think they came out at a similar time, or it might have even been Mina 1. I've lost all track. But she sent me a copy of hers, and I sent her a copy of mine. So we swapped. But I still need to read it. How bad is that? That she specially sent me one, and I did not read it yet. That's awesome, Chloe. I mean, do you know how I get around this, Chloe, in my head? I think I age up all the teenagers. So, like, when I'm reading the Mina books on the page, they're, 18, 19. But in my head, they're like in the 20s plus because it's just how I cope with it with the mean teenagers.
They are. They're like Riverdale teenagers. Like
exactly. This is it. Yeah.
They're all played by adults. All played by 20-year-olds.
That's a good way of putting. I'm going to remember that, Ashlyn. I'm going to steal that. Nice. How long have you got left, Andreas? I don't want to say anything to spoil it, but the end is quite wild of that one. I'm looking forward to hearing what you think of it. Oh yeah, we want to see Han. Nice. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Oh, pink spider dice. That sounds amazing. Yay. Oh, it was so lovely. It's going to be, I haven't actually set the date yet or invited anybody on it because it's a stressful month, but it's going to be early December we'll be doing it. So I'm very excited about rereading. Wow. Not one for us probably then. Me and you, Alex, certainly. I don't know, Ashlyn, can you handle anything a bit darker? Or I know Alex is quite
I love it.
I'm a sensitive soul.
Yeah. So I hear triggers and I'm like, no, thank you. Whereas I think like challenge accepted.
Bring it on.
I want to know what you think of that, Kasha, because I really enjoyed it, but I found it very different from Good Girl's Guide to Murder, like to the point where I wouldn't necessarily have known it was the same author. So yeah, I'd love to know, what do you think when you finish? They do. Happy birthday, Han. That's cool. That is very cool. Oh, that's lovely. Everybody's celebrating his birthday together. Okay, let's do another sprint, and I'm going to go and creep upstairs and see if anybody's asleep. I'm really not sure. They're being very quiet if they're not. Alex is going to be asleep. Tim, I'm going to have to come down and check on you as well, Alex, in a minute. Am I going to come back?
Please. If you could just circle around, check in on Ashlyn, and then check in on me.
It's like the biggest drinking game ever, isn't it? Who's going to fall asleep first? Not me. So,
I'm going to fall asleep with my mouth open like this. Like my dad did when he took me to see the Pokemon movie when I was a kid, and he fell asleep like that in the cinema.
Oh no. Did you
wake him up? Or did you just let him go?
We threw popcorn in his mouth and then he woke up. It was during the Pikachu's Vacation little short film, by the way, at the very start of the movie. It was meant to be Mewtwo Strikes Back, so he must have fallen asleep in the first 15 minutes. There you go. No taste.
Oh no, that's shocking. Pokemon, like, is surely riveting material, but
It is.
It is.
we started watching the Paw Patrol movie, which was an experience. But
Was it really? You know, I saw the trailer for that so many times, and it was excruciating.
It was.
Were you okay?
It was an experience. Yeah, I coped. Do you know what? The visuals were actually quite amazing. Like, you could see that a big budget was in it, so I appreciated like the explosions and stuff. However, the plot needed a little bit of work. I mean, I
Is
think
that
it's
the one where they go to the city?
yeah, and
They get
various
powers, don't they?
various nonsensical events cause the pups to get powers. But yeah, even the 3-year-old it was aimed at got halfway through and went, "I'm bored now. Can we go?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay."
Oh, I
He's not
don't
making
blame him. Saw
he's
that
not making
trailer
it for a
so
whole
much.
film
Saw
yet.
it for Barbie movie. Saw it for the new TMNT movie that came out. I felt like I just couldn't escape it.
I mean, I'm sure it has an audience of like maybe like 5-year-olds are probably the peak age or something where they can sit for a whole film, but it's still like the story doesn't have to make too much sense. So yeah, Kev and I tend to take Nathan to the short ones, you know, like where they watch like a 20-minute episode of something like a Julia Donaldson, like they're fine. I think movies are a bit ambitious at the moment for all in one go.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll try something a bit more riveting next time maybe. Okay, let's do another 40-minute sprint and then we'll do a 30-minute one because I think we all may fall asleep if I try and do any more than that. Seems to be the sweet spot for us, isn't it? 40, 43, we can do that. So I'm going to pop the timer on. Let us know in the comments what you're getting up to, and we will see you on the other side. Hello, everyone.
No.
He had a good sprint. Can confirm small person is asleep as of the beginning of that sprint. So I managed to get him to sleep and then edit a few more pages. So I've got 8 more pages that I could do with editing tonight. Hopefully I can do it. Although I'm just getting up to a scene where I think I need to do some rewriting. So we'll see. Yeah, it's going well, I think. How about you, Alex? Did you have a good sprint?
Yes, I think it's ready. I did realise though that I haven't written my dedication, so that's got to be the next thing that goes in. I think, which I always find really hard. Not because of having a lack of people to dedicate it to, but just trying to make sure that I don't miss anyone out in the acknowledgements at the end is always a bit stressful, I find. I don't know if you guys are the same.
Yeah, the way I got around that was I tried to think about book 1. It was kind of everybody who'd been there as part of the journey up to that point, so it's harder. But book 2, I kind of thought about who'd helped specifically with that, like who'd got me through that particular point in the writing journey. And then I figured that if it was a shorter time frame to remember, and if I missed somebody, it was kind of because they're involved at a different part. Like I mentioned Right Mentor and the people who like helped me to get the first book ready, but then like the second one, although they still had a past influence on me, I kind of didn't mention because I'd done that. So that's my only advice. It is really hard. I spent ages on the Mina 2 one because I really wanted to make sure I included everyone. Oh God, I'm going to have to write that for Mina 3, aren't I? Another thing to add to the list. And also who to dedicate it to, because I don't write anything fun or cute for mine. I just think of a person or people to dedicate it to, and that's hard as well.
Yes. I'm not sure about this one this time in terms of dedication, because Vampires was dedicated to my school. But this time around, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know.
Choose your dog.
Yeah, just dedicate it to the dog. I'd be in trouble.
Naomi dedicated her last one to herself, which I thought
she did, didn't she? I like that.
She put something like, "To me, myself, and I, we did it."
Yeah. Fair play.
So, I've given you 2 options there, both excellent ones, yourself or your dog. How about you, Aislinn? Good sprint?
Yeah, good. Definitely slowed down there, and I think my brain might be. I think I might take the win from earlier and do something different in the next sprint. I got a good amount done. I'm really happy with where I am, but I have a TikTok post to do for this thing that I'm involved in, the Discover Irish Kids Books campaign. I don't know if you've seen anything about it.
Yes.
Yeah,
seen it from Alex Dunn and Grania O'Brien. Very cool.
So I'm running myself and Laurie Moriarty from Leash Libraries are running the TikTok account for that. And we're focusing this
very cool.
on Cat. This is how tired I am. Cat Doyle. There we go. Catherine Doyle.
Yeah.
So I want to do a post for her that I can just stick up tomorrow. And I think I should probably do that before I fall asleep. Otherwise, I'm going to be trying to do it with the kids jumping around tomorrow, looking at me and trying to get into TikToks, which is never fun.
That sounds very nice.
Yeah, but I'm happy with where I got with that sprint. I'm happy with where it's going. I mean, like you said, I do know exactly where it's going. It's just a matter of aging everybody up a bit and making sure it's all still cohesive.
That sounds very good. Let's see how the people in the comments are doing. We're all getting sleepy, so I think maybe we'll do the comments, do our last sprint, and then go to bed.
Yes.
Especially Aislinn. Let's see if we can catch up your sprint.
Oh,
yes, you just said Alex's favorite thing.
Yes. I know. I have to have pictures, guys, otherwise I can't understand what's going on.
Fair play. That was on my list for this. Last month to read. It looked so good, and I haven't had a chance to read it yet. And I don't know whether have I missed my window now to read a Halloween themed book. I don't know.
No.
I've got lots of wintry books I want to read this month as well, though, so I'm a bit torn. And also, I think I read 3 books last month or 4, compared with my usual roughly 8. So editing and writing has definitely eclipsed my brain. Oh, I remember I wanted to show you two this book before we sprint. Have you read any Rachel Harrison?
Oh no!
Oh, wow.
Really accessible. It's really accessible adult horror, and it's like very contemporary with a touch of horror. This one, it's 4 stories about like different elements of like things that women go through. Like she goes to a bachelorette party that takes a very dark turn, and one character in one of the stories finds it hard to make decisions, and she buys a magic 8-ball and starts using it to make her decisions, and it turns out it's a bit possessed.
Just a bit possessed.
Just a tad, yeah. And one is about a weight loss app that takes over her life in a very visceral way. And it's really interesting. Like she's obviously taken interesting themes linked to kind of what she's perceived as womanhood. Yeah, I'm interested in it so far. I'm on the last story, and they've all been really good, and that's helped my brain when I've not been having much time to read. Reading like 4 shortish stories has helped rather than reading a novel, because I'm just all over the place right now.
That's what I'm finding with A Taste of Darkness as well. Is sometimes it's great to just have something dark and spooky that you can jump into and just get your fix and then come out without having to try and keep track of a book and where you are. Because I'm the same at the moment.
Agree.
Thanks,
I've loved that about A Taste of Darkness. I have to say that it's really kind of whet my appetite for something a little bit more grown up than what I normally would reach for. So I am super, super excited. I've really, really been enjoying it. And I'm nearly done. I think I've got 2 more left. Either 2 or 3 more stories left, yeah. But I'm very excited. I've absolutely loved it, and it's been an experience. It's been a bit transformative. Who am I? Who am I becoming?
Well, I feel like hopefully now you can look and think, right, out of those 13 stories, there might be a few authors, there might be lots of authors that can take you down different YA paths. So that's very
R.I.P. my bank account.
Yeah.
Well done, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for your great stories.
I know. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Now I'm poor.
Oh, Chloe's doing well. Oh, possibly missed Chloe. Oh, that's so good.
I hope you enjoyed it. Very good.
Ghost sounds good. It's really great, Sharon. It's my first Rachel Harrison. I don't know if I said that. I'm so tired. I might have already done. I already own Cackle, and I think she's written a couple of others that I'm definitely going to pick up, because it's just, certain books, like I said, if you get the compliment that it's easy reading, it doesn't mean it's easy in terms of the fact that there's not lots of complex issues and stuff, but it's just so, her writing style is so Moorish. It just made me, at Comic Con over the weekend, I was like picking it up whenever I'd got a spare minute and having a quick read.
Great.
On the tube, it was a good little quick read as well. Okay. If I've already missed you, Sharon, sorry about that. If not, I always say bye to people, and I think you might have already gone. But bye if you haven't gone. Okay, so it's 20 to 10. Let's do half an hour. Are either of you too tired to continue, or do you want to stay for the last little bit?
No, I'm staying.
Are we good? Are you happy, Alex?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep, we can do it.
Okay,
we can do it.
I will change the kitty. Yay, we can. I'm going to change the kitty to 30 minutes. Can I add 8 pages? Probably not, because I've got to rewrite some of it. But I'm going to try my best. So good luck, everyone. And we'll see you on the other side.
Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone. Hope the cat didn't take you as much by surprise as it did me. I was not ready. I looked up and I'd got 4 minutes left. I was like, oh, this is fine. I can do loads in 4 minutes. And then before I know it, she's meowing at me. So I nearly hit my daily quota. I got about 3 pages from the end of it and went, this is a really hard scene. I'm too tired. It's 10 p.m. So I don't know whether you two have like loads of messy documents on the go of like, these are edits I'm going to do later. And I just scroll them onto a document, save it. I'm trying to go through those and check that there's nothing that was meant to be in there.
Yeah, I have a document of cuts, things that anything that I've, chopped but don't necessarily want to delete.
Yeah, and I sometimes have like a little fleeting idea, like, have I put this thing in yet? Or is this a better way of wording this? And I just stick it on Word documents. And I always end up with loads of them. And I say I'm not going to do it next time. And I'm going to keep them compiled somewhere. And then I create loads of scrappy Word documents again. So, yeah. Sorting, which is good. I did some editing, also good. How about you, Ashlyn? Did you do your TikToking?
I didn't in the end. I looked at it and then I decided I wanted to actually keep working. It was, I thought I was going to take the not easy way out because I needed to do it as well. But, in the end, it's still calling to me. I'm tired and I still think I'm probably going to wind up working on it a little bit longer after we close off again. Just if anyone sees me still online at 3 o'clock, tell me to go to bed.
Just look after yourself.
I
You don't want to burn out on the 2nd of November. You've got a long NaNoWriMo ahead of you.
I know. It's because I tried going to bed last night. I couldn't. And so I had to get back up because I was wide awake. My brain was buzzing. No, I do not want to burn out. And I probably would if I kept going like this. So I will try and stop. But it's just... It's just
hard. I'm having the same feeling. It's like, do you stay up and work, but then know that you might like write off tomorrow because you'll be too tired? So I'm going to go to bed because I know that what I produce now will not be as good as what I produce in the morning when my little boy's at school and I can concentrate a bit and hopefully have had some sleep.
See, my kids are on midterm, so there is a very strong possibility that we wind up watching something like I Woke Up a Vampire, which is on Netflix, which I really want to watch. So that, we can kind of have a quieter day. It's never quiet. There's 2 of them. They're, but quieter.
Outnumbered, Ashlyn.
Yeah, numbered. You have more kids than you have hands. It's always kind of messy.
I feel like I'm outnumbered by 1 generally, so I don't know how you manage it, to be honest. I'm definitely outwitted, manned out, strengthed by my little one. He's a lot.
It's like that Hamilton song.
I've gunned out,
outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned.
Yeah. All of those things.
Yeah.
So how was it, Alex? Are you at a good point where you're done?
Stick a fork in me. I'm done. I'm done for tonight. It's going back to my lovely editor, and I will think about the acknowledgements later on. Oh, sorry if you can hear Tressie's having a lovely time playing some League of Legends over there while I've been working away. But it's been so lovely. Thank you for having me along because I've just had the best time as always, and I really needed it just to knuckle down and get on with just getting it sorted. Just nerve-wracking, isn't it, this final stage when you send it off and then that's it, it's done.
Yeah, it is. And I think no book is ever done to the point where you could keep editing it forever, and you've just got to come to a point where you're like, it's as good as it's going to be at this point. I'm happy with it.
Time to let it go. I was looking through these 2 just for to see what I wrote for my previous dedication, and I just can't bear to look at them too closely because I know for a fact that there's stuff that I would change. So
see, I've been rereading
and that's the thing, you can keep making.
You're so brave, baby.
You can keep making it different. That doesn't necessarily mean you're making it better.
Yeah, that's it. I do that. That's all I've been thinking as I'm rereading them because I'm trying to check for continuity stuff. Because 3 books in, it's like, have I remembered what everybody looks like and what stages of their life they're at and things, and like where everybody lives? You'd think I'd know this. I forgot some important things. But yeah, I still stand by them. I still think they're good. And yeah, there is some stuff I'd change, but it's like different, not better, like you said, Ashlyn. I think that's exactly right. And it's knowing that I wrote, I started the first one in 2016. Hopefully I've improved a lot as a writer 7 years on. Fingers crossed. I do sometimes worry, what if I get worse one day, like if the good ideas are behind me. Isn't that the perennial worry?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I get that. But I think, we're all learning and growing all the time, aren't we? And I think we can only move forward.
Yeah,
I'm saying that with hope. I'm so tired. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, you guys. Just a load of rubbish. I'm sorry.
It's good. It sounds quite like motivational. Like,
thank you. I'm glad.
Go to bed feeling like I've been motivated.
Yeah. Good.
Hey.
Oh, Chloe's enjoyed it. That's awesome. Hello.
Hey, very nice.
That is a big compliment. Thank you.
Very
I
cool.
appreciate that. I'm also scared. When you've got friends that are reading your books, you're like, ah.
Yep.
And Michelle does very, very good reviews that are very like honest and kind of sort of rounded. So I love listening to them, but also I'm nervous. So thank you for that. Michelle, I'm totally getting names wrong. Sorry. It's been a long day. Apologies. Yes, I nearly lost it then. I'm like talking about totally different people. I just need to go to bed now, don't I?
Amy, time to go to bed.
It is. I'm doing that. When kids go, I'm not tired. I really don't need to go to bed. And I am. Like my
nodding.
My content is a blurred on me.
It's happening to me too now. I'm not keeping going.
No, look at us. Sorry, State. Let's all go to bed. Thank you too. Thank you everybody who's come for comments. Apologies for my total randomness for the past 5 minutes. I'll try and recover myself. I'm glad you appreciate it. It is bedtime here. Like,
oh,
you always come with Michelle. I was just like, Michelle, nope. Oh. Like, okay, I'm going to bed. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Take care. Good night.
You too. Night.
Kev, yeah, sorry, Kev's just like saying that I need to remind everyone, if anybody wants to watch along, that it is the chat for, oh my goodness, Laura's book, Every Exquisite Thing. See, I can't remember. Tomorrow night is live stream if anyone wants to come on. So thank you, everybody who's joined in with that. Special good night to Lauren, because I do know your name, I swear. I'm just sleepy. So I hope I'll catch up with you all soon. See some of you at the live event tomorrow and see some of you on sprints next week. Good night.
Bye.